Hello and welcome to SnowbizNow, small screen, big queen, worldwide audience. I am your host, Nicholas Snow. If you live in Malaysia and you're considering having an HIV test, this episode is for you. Because in this very special episode, I take you to the PT Foundation. First thing you want to do is perhaps consult the website so you know more fully what the PT Foundation does. You can find them at ptfmalaysia.org. PT Foundation strives to be the most effective community-based organization providing information, education, and care services relating to HIV/AIDS and sexuality in Malaysia, working with the 5 communities that are most affected by HIV in Malaysia. PT Foundation is the largest community-based organization working with the communities most affected by HIV in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Since 1987, PT Foundation has been developing and running programs to serve the following communities: the Positive Living Program, drug users, sex workers, transgenders, and men who have sex with men.
Open your heart, feel your light grow within. Move through your fear, take a step and begin.
The second thing you need to know is how to get to the PT Foundation. It's quite accessible from the monorail here in Kuala Lumpur. This is your destination, the Chowkit station. Exit the station on the side of platform 1. You personally may never come to the PT Foundation, but you can support their efforts. Go to ptfmalaysia.org. There is a donation button. I encourage you to support their efforts. If you had arrived on platform 1, you would be coming down these stairs. The exit is right here. You walk basically straight ahead after exiting the turnstile. You veer to your left. Walk down the stairs. At the bottom of these stairs, we're doing a U-turn. This is the street I'm turning left on. which is the first left you come to after doing the U-turn at the bottom of the stairs when you exit the station. And this street veers to the right a bit, but it's still the same street. Some other landmarks in KL, if you happen to know the city. Over here is the Federal Cinema. Also notice across the street the Hotel Elegant Inn. We're going to enter that alley across the street. So this is the alley. We're going to keep walking down this alley. And we're going to take a right. And the offices of the PT Foundation, the stairway, is over here in the corner. You want to go up 2 floors to the location where they do the HIV screening. Here we have their hours of operation. The administrative offices are open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. And for second floor anonymous HIV screening, Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., Friday from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m., and Saturdays from 3 p.m. until 5 p.m. Remember, make sure their offices haven't moved before you come to this location. Just check out ptfmalaysia.org. So, let's go meet the great people at the PT Foundation. So we bypassed the administrative office entrance and we keep going up one more flight of stairs, which is where they do the anonymous HIV screening. And here we go, anonymous HIV screening.
Hello, how are you? Welcome to the VCT Center.
Thank
My name
you.
is Minus.
Minus?
Yep.
Nice to meet you. I'm Nicholas.
Hi, Nicholas.
You're a volunteer here.
Yes, I am.
How long have you been volunteering?
The past 2 years.
And why do you volunteer here?
Because I'm a part of the community, so I should be in. And also to make my community feel welcome, because they have one of them working here. Rather than to meet total stranger, the one they didn't know, the one who couldn't relate to them.
Okay,
I believe.
so when someone walks in here for
Yeah.
the first time,
Yeah.
they see a smiling face of a
Yeah.
volunteer like you.
Yep.
Okay,
Someone they can recognize, you know.
okay, great. And here we have Joseph Go.
Yes,
And what is your official title here?
I'm the manager for voluntary counseling and testing.
Okay, now we're intentionally shooting this before clients arrive because they come here anonymously. So Joseph, why don't you just walk me through the process? Someone has come here for voluntary HIV screening for the very first time. What happens next?
Well, when they walk in, they get greeted by a
I'll
lovely
say hello to
receptionist.
them. I ask whether they make a reservation or not. If they do not, if we still have slot for them, then we just give them a file and also a pencil for them to answer the questionnaire. The questionnaire will help the counselor to assess the risk of the client. We just give them numbers, so it's totally anonymous. Here is the number. This is a running number. So we didn't ask their name or any other details. Then after they fill up, I pass them the number, they wait for their turn. As simple as that.
Okay, thank you for that.
No problem.
So what?
She knows what she's doing.
Yes, exactly. And what sort of people come here?
Well, lots of people well, basically people who want to know about the HIV status. People who are worried, people who won't ordinarily go to a government facility to get checked out. People who feel comfortable coming to an atmosphere that they know consists of people that will not judge them, people that will accept them for who they are, people that will care for them. So once they finish with all the registration, they take a seat and a counselor will attend to them shortly.
Okay.
And it's totally anonymous and confidential, so we don't ask for names. And what we do is that we give them numbers, registration numbers, and those numbers will be called out when the counselor is ready to see them. There is a difference between what we offer and what other places offer in that we make sure that people who come here are comfortable.
Okay.
We make sure that they preserve their anonymity and we respect their privacy.
Okay, so they filled out the application, then what happens?
And then they take a seat.
Okay, they take a seat in the waiting area.
In the waiting area, and once the counselor is ready to see them, we call them in, and we call them by the number, and then they walk to one of these rooms. We have 4 rooms designated for HIV screening. And what you have here, Nicholas, is a typical VCT room, a typical voluntary counseling and testing room. We're not a clinic. We're not anything that presumes to be medical in its nature. We're just pure educators. We're just people concerned with the communities. We're trained, but we want people to know that they're in a comfortable, safe space. So this is a typical VCT setting. So the client sits here and the counselor goes through the questionnaire that he or she had previously filled out with him on his or her sexual behavior and on the level of risk that he or she is exposed to. And so there's this conversation, which is normally known as the pre-test counseling, that happens, in which the counselor talks through with the client on his or her sexual behavior and what pitfalls to avoid and what to expect and during the testing and a lot of other things that are pertinent to the client's sexual behavior.
Okay. And after that, what happens?
After that, the test begins. And when the test begins, we are talking about using the rapid HIV test kit, which is really remarkable in that we can give results to clients within 10-15 minutes.
And it's done with a needle prick?
It's not with a needle prick, yeah. It's just a very light prick. It doesn't sting that much.
Okay, so they do the blood test, and then do they go outside to wait for 15 minutes?
Once we get a blood sample, we ask the client to step out for a few minutes, usually for about 15 minutes for the test room to work. And once it yields results, we go back out, call the client back in, and explain to him or her the results.
Okay, and when someone should happen to test positive, how does that conversation go?
A person who tests negative and positive would undergo very different forms of post-test counseling. So if a client tests negative, the counselor has a duty to inform the client about the risks of contracting HIV and encourages the client to remain negative and provides safe sex kits. If the client is positive, we do provide referrals, medical referrals, as well as referrals to for emotional support, and we provide literature, or what we call IEC, information, education and communication materials for the client on how to live healthily as a person living with HIV.
Okay, and is this service provided free of charge to the person coming here for screening?
Yes, we're very fortunate in that we do give free services to our clients.
And what is the difference between an HIV screening and an HIV test?
Well, an HIV screening is a very simple test that seeks out the antibodies that are produced as a result of HIV infection. A test would refer to something more elaborate that happens after HIV screening. So you could say that HIV screening is the initial step of finding out one's serostatus, and HIV testing would be what ensues, what follows, to confirm that which has already been diagnosed in the HIV screening.
And do you know the degree of accuracy of these rapid testing kits?
They're very, very, very accurate. One very important thing is that a lot of people have misconceptions about getting tested, and a lot of people are afraid, and also a lot of people prefer not to know if they're negative or positive. And I would like to challenge that, because I think one of the most important things about being truly oneself is that one is exposed to as much truth as possible in one's life. I respect the fact that a lot of people are not ready, but I would like people to consider getting tested if they're sexually active, because I feel that there's a lot going for people who are brave enough to come and get tested, and if they're positive, there are avenues available to them to live healthy, regular lives as anyone else. One very important thing also is that they need to know that once they get tested and they know their zero status, it helps them to prevent further HIV transmission. A lot of people infect other people unknowingly, and when they come to know about that, a lot of them find it very difficult to accept. So again, my question, would you rather not know? I think basically it's about keeping healthy, knowing what your zero status is so that you get onto medication when the time comes, but it's also about protecting people around you. Malaysians are caring people, and they need to know that this is one way in which they can show that they care for other people.
And also, the person who comes here and receives an HIV negative result can reinforce their own commitment to safer sex practices.
That would be ideal, and we have seen a lot of our clients coming in who have remained negative because of the encouragement that we give them to stay negative.
Thank you very much for your kind service to the community.
Our pleasure.
Next we meet Jeremy Kwan, who is on the full-time staff of the PT Foundation here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Welcome, Jeremy.
Hello, hi.
Now tell me, what is your official title?
I am the so-called MSM In-House Support Program Manager.
And what does MSM stand for?
Men who have sex with men may not be gay identified, which is a term that we use pretty much here in Asia. And what does that mean? Because men who have sex with men, they may have girlfriends, they may have wives with or without children, but in their so-called appetite of sexual activities, they have sex with another man. I also run the so-called in-house HIV/AIDS and sexuality counseling hotline. Okay, the hotline is available from Monday to Friday from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. and it's actually what we call manned by a trained volunteer counselor. Okay, and calls that we receive are actually more like focused predominantly with the community that we are so-called, of service to. But a lot of time we find that there are public people outcrying out loud to want to have a channel where they want to find information, whether it's HIV/AIDS related or sexuality related, or maybe positive status related as well. Yes, correct.
Well, thank you so much for your hard work and dedication in service to your community.
Yeah.
Is that the phone number on the poster behind you?
Yes, that is.
Well, let's just show
very
it.
strategically placed.
There you go, it free and confidential information and
Yes,
counseling. Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m.